Boy, do I have a treat for you. How much do you love me? I got a treat. I got a treat. I got a treat for you. So, those of you, okay, who have been involved with a narcissist will be able to relate to these words. These are words of wisdom. Put this in the back of your head, put this in your mental Rolodex. It will make sense to you. And these are words straight from a narcissist. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. His name is Ben Taylor. He is on YouTube. He is friends with Mental Healness. Both of them are self-aware narcissists. Both of them are married with kids. And both of them have been in a situation where their marriages almost imploded from the inside out because of their behavior. And I think both of their wives left and then eventually came back. And they both did the work and are doing the work to improve who they are so that they do not permanently lose their families. Because people are going to take so much from you that they're going to get done, they're going to be tired, and this time it's going to be for real. I'm leaving you forever, and you'll see your kids if and when I decide you're going to see them. So I heard this on a video the other day, and it was a compilation of multiple people. So it wasn't Ben's video, but I'm pretty sure you can find this on his channel. He teaches, just like mental illness, they're friends actually. He teaches people the tricks of the trade so far as this is what narcissists do, this is what I did, this is how I almost ruined my life and almost ruined my marriage. These are the behaviors, the sneaky little backstabbing behaviors that narcissists do. And their goal is to teach you about narcissistic abuse, how to learn how to recognize it, and what to do about it. And I commend both of them because the majority of narcissists will never, ever come clean about what they've done and what they do. Never. It's always somebody else's fault. Always, always, always someone else's fault. So these are his words, almost verbatim, because I had to write it all down and it wasn't easy. Stop, pause, write, stop, pause, write, because I saved all this and wrote all of it down, and it will give you the biggest wake-up call. If you don't know what narcissistic abuse is, or you're not sure what's going on in your relationship, but you suspect that your partner is a narc, this is coming directly out of a narcissist's mouth. Are you ready? Here we go. These are gems. These words are gems. Gives you a wake-up call for real. This is what he did to his wife and almost lost his wife as a result. I never gave her safety. I never gave her stability, because safety and stability would make her relax and pause. And a woman who feels safe might realize that she doesn't need me. So I kept her off balance. I created chaos inside the entire relationship, created fights over nothing. One day sweet, the next day cruel, going back and forth. And so she stayed second guessing herself, stayed working, stayed focused, trying to work harder to fix herself, trying to figure out what version of me she was going to get, never understanding, never knowing, and I controlled her by keeping her anxious. Because the last thing I needed and the last thing I wanted was for her to feel safe enough to walk away from me. Honey, when I heard those words coming directly out of a narcissist's mouth, oh my good God. Oh my God, that's deep. That is really, really, really deep. Because they are the biggest babies. They are the biggest whiners. And everything is your fault. Why are you picking on me? Goo goo gaga. What? These mofos are sick in their goddamn head. Everything is not only your fault, it's Santa Claus's fault. All the reindeer, it's their fault. It's the Pope over in Italy, it's his fault. I don't know if you knew that. It's everybody's fault. It's people's fault, and he never even met those people. That is because they're trying to escape accountability. I can't handle shame. Mental illness calls it a shame monster. He said shame is one of the worst things a narcissist can face. So rather than face it, they would rather point fingers and toes at everyone else. Everyone else is at fault. Even though you weren't doing a goddamn thing, you were just minding your business, but it's still your fault. Ridiculosity at its finest. Mind bend, gaslighting, lying, thieving, tricking, fooling. When I heard him say those words, my jaw dropped, because every person who's ever dealt with a narcissist, whether it's supposedly your partner or your so-called friend or a family member, no matter who it is, the behaviors are the same. And the accusations are the same. You are at fault. You are a bad person. You need to self-examine. You, because I'm a narcissist and I can't possibly absorb the Mount Everest amount of shame for my horrible behavior. So I've got to point my fingers at somebody, and I'm damn sure not going to point my fingers at myself. I know I'm sick. I know I'm warped in the head, but I can't accept responsibility because shame makes me feel like I would rather be dead. So I have to blame everybody else for my twisted, demented, manipulative, gaslighting behavior. I'm a liar, a cheat, and a fraud. But I don't want no one to know that. You don't need to know that. You just need to look at yourself. You need to look in the mirror. You need to fix yourself. And if you look back, and I've said this before, if you look back at all the friendships you've ever had, all the relationships you've ever had with non-toxic ass people that you were buddies with in high school, you ain't fought with none of those people the way you're fighting with this person. So guess what? It's not, it's not you. Everybody else got along with you just fine. All of a sudden you get with this sicko and all of a sudden you can't get along with people? No. You're not the person at fault here. They are. Okay? They are. They don't have any real friends. Why do you think that is? People know something's not right with them if they've ever seen them be who they really are. But they don't reveal their real nastiness to other people. They save that for behind closed doors because they need everybody else to think they're great. But they don't need you to feel they're great because they figure I got you emotionally, so I could just be as evil as I want to be because you probably ain't going nowhere. Until you up and leave them and they're like, So Ben is discussing all these things he did to avoid his woman leaving him, and she was going to leave him anyway. So the very thing that you're trying to avoid is the very thing that you create through this nasty behavior. Okay? It's crazy. It's absolute madness. Everything is everyone else's fault except them. That alone is a massive red flag. Okay? It's a massive red flag. Creating fights out of nothing. You damn straight. Everything. To be quite honest with you, I've never seen anybody so good at picking fights over stupid shit. Narcissists are gifted that way because they're twisted. They could fight you over anything. And like I told this one guy, he was trying to pick a fight with the person who was doing the video. I made some snarky ass comments about that person. And that was 1000% uncalled for. And I told him point blank, I said, you could argue with a fence post. That's a narcissist for you. I don't like how you did this. I don't like how you said that. What did you mean by this? You didn't mean anything. You were just trying to be a good person. And yet you're condemned. You're going to be condemned because they put your so-called behavior under a microscope and are searching for imaginary problems. So they could take it and blow it way up. They could take something microscopic and blow it up so big it becomes a mountain. They're very, very gifted at that. I mean, and before it's all said and done, or after it's all said and done, you'll be sitting there going, what the hell just happened? Exactly. You were just gaslit. Your brain was screwed. Your brain was twisted like a pretzel. You were lied to, you were tricked, you were bamboozled. Because these people are horrible. You aren't the bad guy, they are, but they cannot handle the shame. So they have to make everybody else guilty so they can come out so-called smelling like a rose. Which will never happen because once we find out they're a rattlesnake, that's who you truly are. So I'm telling you, when Ben said these words, I'm like, everything makes sense. I've never heard it verbalized that way. Causing chaos and fights out of nothing. Exactly. Nitpick, nitpick, nitpick. And then have the balls to say, not him, but I'm sure he's done it. Narcissists do this. Have the balls to say, well, we were going to do such and such, but we can't do it if you're not going to behave yourself. We're going to have to get along with each other. What the fuck are you telling me that for? You're the one who's always poking me with a sewing needle. And you expect me to like it. And then when I flip out, you don't know why I flipped out. Well, what did you expect was going to happen? I was going to give you a big smooch for pissing me off on purpose and then flipping the script and making it my fault when you know god dang well it's your freaking fault? You dark, empty-souled demon? Don't you dare. I mean, the nerve, the audacity, the balls. Okay? The absolute balls that they had. You have to behave yourself. I know I'm an asshole, and I know I'm twisted in my head. I've always known that I'm sick, but it's your fault. No, it's your parents' fault, because your mother should have kept her legs shut. She doesn't know what birth control is? Because everything that parents do behind closed doors, when we meet your kid, we got to deal with their shit if you didn't teach them correctly. And I resent that. I'm angry that I have to deal with somebody else's fucked up adult kid. Either because the parents are sick too, or because you shouldn't have had no kids. Your kid is a waste of sperm and egg. Truth be told. Now, what you do behind closed doors, we all got to be punished for that. Now, if your kid is a good kid, turn into a good adult, then everybody's good. But when they turn into a demon, and everybody who meets them will regret meeting them. It's like dancing with the devil by the pale moonlight. Ain't nobody got time for that. Love you guys. Take care. I had to share those words with you so you get a crystal clear understanding of how they behave and word it in such a way that only a narcissist could explain it. Y'all take care. Much love.